Okay, so find yourself in a tall feeling, supported feeling seat. Remember, whatever that looks like to you is fine. I just want you to feel long from your tail to your crown. So if you're on your chair, make sure your feet are not crossed at the ankles. Probably don't cross at the knees. Put your feet under your knees and your knees in line with your hips, shoulders on top of your hips, head on top of your spine. Kind of let your skeleton do most of the work. If you're on the floor, remember there's a lot of different ways to sit on the floor. You could do like legs crossed, ankles tucked in a way that's comfortable for you. You could do feet together, knees apart. You could do ankles stacked one in front of the other. You could do fire log that we talked about where the ankles and knees are stacked on top of each other. You can sit on your heels. You can sit on blocks. If you're at home, you sit on pillows. Like just look for that feeling of length. Okay, there's no right or wrong way to just be here. So find something that feels sustainable. Maybe roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Give your shoulders and your neck a little bit of extra space. Next time your shoulders are down, keep them down. And then really gentle pinch of the shoulders behind you. Don't like Superman it yet, just enough to let you feel a little more supported and broad in the upper part of your chest. And then pull in and up gently on your belly. Pull in and up gently on your pelvis, all just to stabilize the lower part of the back and the belly. Keep your arms bent. Hands are resting on your belly or chest or on your legs maybe. You could do palms face down if you want to feel a little more like grounded and secured today. You could do palms facing up if you want to feel a little more active and awake today. You could always do one of each, right? Who doesn't want that perfect balance? And then let your gaze go forward and slightly down. Tuck your chin down and back like you're pressing your head into a wall behind you. Fix your gaze on something ahead of you that's not moving. That's called your drishti or your focal point. Good. And then keeping your eyes locked in that spot, relax the muscles around your eyes and your forehead and your jaw. Your vision might go fuzzy, but keep it pointed at that item or direction. Mentally separate yourself from what you were doing so you can come fully now into what you are doing. And start to ground and center yourself using your senses. So begin with what you see. Try not to let your eyes dart around in the room. If they're open or shut, it's fine. Just notice what you see in your field of vision. Start with like shapes and colors, really general. And notice the lights and the shadows. Notice where the doors and the windows are in relation to your body. Notice where the people and objects are in relation to your body. Notice all the noises in the space besides my voice. Notice anything you smell in the air. Notice any taste left over in your mouth. Notice your skin. Notice where the air is touching your skin versus where clothing is covering your skin. Remind yourself your skin is your biggest organ. Semi-permeable, always interacting with the environment around you, sending signals to and from your body. Notice where your body is pressing into what's underneath you. And see if you can get like 1% heavier there. Keep reaching up through the crown of your head. Notice your breath without changing it. Notice where you feel your breath the most today. Is it Kind of low in your belly or higher in your chest. Maybe it feels smooth or choppy today. Maybe it feels more quick or more slow. There's no right or wrong answers. And then start to engage with your breathing a little more intentionally by drawing the air in a little lower and deeper into your belly than you normally do, preferably in and out of your nose. When you're ready to exhale, exhale a little bit longer or slower than usual. Just make it half a beat or a beat longer at first. That ratio might grow. Imagining when you breathe in that your belly is like a balloon. You might feel or sense it expanding out behind you too, not just in the front and the low belly, also in the sides of the waist and the low back. And then as you exhale, everything receding, deflating back to the center point. Do that a few more times, just noticing. Judgment and reactions might pop up in your mind too about how you think it feels or what it should be like. Try to just acknowledge those thoughts and then bring your attention just back to processing the sensations. One more round like that. Good. And finish the round that you're on and then return back to your natural, more passive breath. And notice if anything has changed so far. It doesn't need to have. If nothing is different, just be aware of that. Good. And then inhale, open your eyes if you haven't already. It's okay if you want to look around now and take in the room around you again, get a sense of how it feels to be here again. You can reorient yourself. And it's cold and we're all tired. Everyone go ahead and just stand up if you're a stander. If you're going to stay in your seat, that's great. Scoot forward towards the edge of your seat so you have way more room in front and to the sides of your body. Good. March it out a little bit. Just kind of march in place. You don't have to stop in any certain way. Notice what it feels like between the 2 feet to kind of stomp them into the ground. And then stop suddenly. Look down at your feet. See if they're where you thought they would be. They don't need to be. And then look forward at something that's not moving. And see if you can sense the weight in your toes and your heels, the weight in your right foot versus the weight in your left foot. See if you can kind of shimmy back and forth or side to side until you find where it's even. Push into your big toes. Push into your little toes. Push into both corners of your heels. Suction cup your arches to the ground. Lift the arches up away from the floor like a suction cup. Good. And then shoulders are down, arms are hanging out of your arm or out of your shoulder sockets, excuse me. Gaze goes forward, drishti forward again. Lock it there and relax the muscles around your face again. Good. Real simple here. Inhale, raise your arms up. And exhale, lower them down. It's just dynamic breathing. We're just going to start syncing up movement with the breath. So be mindful of your neighbor at your own cadence. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. If you want to work harder today, glue your fingertips together and slice the air the whole way up. Really reach at the top. Make a lot of distance between your shoulders and your hips. Exhale, keep reaching, reaching, reaching at every moment until you get down to the bottom. Now keep going like that. See if you can match up your breath with the movement. So don't get to the top until your lungs are so full. And then don't get to the bottom until your lungs are totally empty. It might surprise you that you need to move your body a lot quicker or slower. Option to look up when you get to the top. Hands can come together. Option to look forward during the exhale and then down towards the end of the exhale. 3 more like that. Keep pushing into your feet without tucking your tail. Reach your tail for the floor. Next time you inhale and raise your arms up, keep them up. Exhale, just the left arm comes down, reaching down for the floor. Good. Maybe bend your knees a little bit to give your low back a little extra space. Inhale, reach up higher. Exhale, slide your left hand down your left leg and reach like a big C shape. You can push your hip out and away. You don't have to keep it stacked on top of your feet. You can look forward or down. And then inhale, come all the way back to the center, and exhale to the other side. Stay for a breath. Inhale back to the center, exhale again. Sorry, I can mirror you so it's less confusing. Notice what happens when you stay versus when you reach at a diagonal towards the front corner of the room. Get into a different part of the low back and hip. And then press into your feet. Inhale, lift up all the way. Exhale to the other side. Maybe reach at a diagonal on this side. See if it feels different. We're just comparing the two sides. We're not trying to match everything up perfectly. Press into your feet. Squeeze your feet onto the floor. Belly in and up, pelvis in and up. All of this just to inhale, come back through the center. You want everything to be really secure and supported every time you move from side to side or twist in one direction or another. Good. Exhale, lower your arms down. Maybe roll your shoulders again. This time, inhale, bring your arms only up to a T shape. Exhale, twist to the right. So use your belly, squeeze your belly in towards your spine. You can let your arms come down if it's too much to keep them involved. You could bend at the elbows. Option to look over your back shoulder. Breathe. Let your hips move with you. You don't have to keep them pointed forward. You could see what it's like to point them more forward. Maybe you twist less, but it feels different. Inhale all the way back to a big T shape facing forward. Exhale, other side. And remember, we're not using our arms to pull us further. So if you're not sure if you're doing that or not, stay twisted as far as you went, put your fingertips at your heart, and then open your wings straight out to the side. And then look back at each hand, see if they're where you thought they would be. One more breath here. Inhale all the way back to the center. Exhale, bend your knees, put your hands on your knees or your low thighs. So you're kind of sitting back into an invisible chair. If you're on your seat, you're going to imagine that you're coming up out of the seat. Same thing, okay? Butt down a little further, like you're poking it out behind you. See if you can lift your chest and broaden across the front of your body. Rock your weight more into your heels. Lift your toes off the floor. And then set them back down just for balance. Good. Take your fists, place them between your knees, squeeze your knees into your fists. Breathe. Good. Release. Take your fists to the outside of your knees, pull your legs into your fists, and breathe. Good. Release. Inhale, reach all the way up. Maybe you look up at the top, straighten your legs. And exhale, lower your arms. Good. Inhale, reach around and up. Exhale, sit back into your chair. You can put your hands on your knees or at your hips, or some people like at the heart. If you really want to work hard today, reach your arms up overhead, but don't look up or down. Keep your neck long. If your arms are lifted, pretend you're squeezing like a beach ball between your hands. Sit down further. Inhale, stand up, reach all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Inhale, reach around and up. Exhale, fold forward. So bend your knees a lot. Belly and chest come to your thighs. You could put your elbows on your knees and cradle your head, or you could grab your blocks so that you have the floor closer to you, or you can dangle everything down towards the floor. Walk it out. Bend one knee at a time and then the other. Look for a longer spine. So even if you have to bend your knees a lot more, see if you can find length, especially in the low back. Head is heavy like a bowling ball on a string. Good. Come to stillness if you haven't already. Next time you breathe in, come only halfway up. Squeeze your shoulders onto your spine, pull your pelvis in and up, belly in and up, lift your toes, weight in your heels, put your toes back down just for balance. Breathe. Belly button in towards your spine, up, up, up. Inhale for more length. Exhale to fold again. Your choice. Maybe shake your head yes a little bit. Shake your head no a little bit. Good. When you inhale, we're going to come into our chair again. So inhale, booty comes back, chest and arms lift, arms in your choice. Take a breath here. And then next time you inhale, reach all the way up towards the sky, push into your feet, lift up through your hands. Exhale, hands come back to your chest. Okay, let's move through a little faster, get a little warmer. Inhale, reach around and up, maybe hips forward, elbows back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long and strong. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Reach, reach, reach between your toes and your fingertips. Exhale, hands to your heart. 3 more at your own pace. Look for length the whole time. Move smaller if it feels like your low back is not supported. Bend your knees more even when you're standing. If you want to work harder, imagine really pressing your feet down into the ground. Jackknife your fingers together, slice through the air at every moment if you want to work hard. Don't worry about if you're matching up with me or your neighbor. Just move through. Match up your movement with your breath. We have time for 2 or 3 more, depending on how long or how quick you're breathing. Do the last round with me or take a break. When you get back to your mountain pose, stay. Let your arms come out of your shoulders. You can like wiggle it out if you need to. And then do find stillness. Soften through your face. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears again. And notice anything left over so far. Good. Okay. So coming to the front of your mat if you're not already, so you have more room behind you. Let's work on some of our balancing asymmetrical poses. So different from side to side, but of course we're going to do both sides. So before you move, pick your drishti. So that's your spot out ahead of you, something that's not moving, that's eye level at your natural horizon, where you can keep fixing your gaze over and over and over. Good. And then just take the weight out of your right foot without letting the left hip come way over. Good. So your arms can be at your sides. You can hold onto a chair. Some people like hands at their hips or at their heart. That's what I like. I like to put hands at the heart and really press the hands together so I can feel like I'm kind of zipping up the top half of my body too. And then inhale, just lift your foot a little or a lot, and exhale, lower the right foot back down. Just do that a few times, inhaling to lift it and exhaling to lower it. If it's too easy, inhale, lift your knee to hip height and keep it there. Press into your big standing toe, your little standing toe, and the heel. And remember, weebling and wobbling is normal. The adjustments are the intelligence of your ankle adjusting to the new relationship with gravity, second by second. That's good. Okay, if you haven't already, inhale, lift your knee. Exhale, one big step or a bunch of little steps. Take your foot as far back behind you as you can. Put your toes down and not your heel yet. Lift your back heel up as high as you can towards the sky. Really press into the big toe of the back foot. Bend your front knee if you haven't already. Look down. See if you can still see your big toe on the front leg. If not, you need to back out a little bit or take a bigger step. You're probably taller than you thought. Good. Hips are generally pointed forward. If they want to come open a little bit to the side, that's okay. You can keep your hands where they are, or you can inhale, lift your arms up overhead. If it's too easy, look up towards your fingertips instead of forward. Breathe. Good. Carefully, gently bring your gaze back forward, bring your hands down to your heart, and then set your back heel down. Open the back heel or the back foot so your toes are pointed to the long edge of the mat. So now when you look down, you see like an L shape. Front knee is still bent, back leg is long, toes are pointed at opposite sides of the mat. Good. Hips are open now. Inhale, open your arms as well. You can keep them open with palms down, shoulders down, shoulders down. Yeah. Or you can bend your elbows and flip your palms up. Look over your front middle finger and then past it. Look at your finger and then past it. One more time. Good. Take a break. Let your hands come down, straighten your front knee. Notice what is left over so far. And then we're going to come right back into it. So bend your front knee. Inhale, open your arms. Good. Take your front elbow to your front thigh. You might stay here. You could keep reaching back. Or you could swim your arm open towards the sky so your chest feels really broad. You can keep looking forward with a neutral neck, or you could look up towards your fingertips and the sky. Press your arm and your leg together. If you want to work harder, open that bottom arm so your fingertips are pointing to the floor and your elbow is inside your knee. Just keep breathing, whatever you chose. Good. Inhale, come all the way back up with your torso. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Take a break. We're going to come all the way forward to the front of the mat first, and then we're going to do the other side. So as gracefully as you can, come onto your back toes and shift yourself to look at the front of your mat again. Take your time, be careful. And then a bunch of little steps or one big step. Come forward to the front of your mat. Good. Shake it out. Everyone awake? Okay. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. So just stand here in symmetry for a second. Notice the difference between the two sides of your body. There might be like tingling, temperature changes, soreness, heat. That's all normal. And then you guessed it, everything on the other side now. So come to the front of your mat. This time your right foot is your standing foot. Don't let your hip come way over. Keep it stacked on top of your ankle. Pick your drishti first. Lock your gaze there. Anytime you catch yourself looking down at the floor, remember to look forward. It'll help you stay upright. Okay, inhale, start to lift the knee a little or a lot, and then placing it back down. Just follow your breath at first. Ride the inhale. So inhale, expansion and lifting. Exhale, like compression and lowering. Try that a few times. If it's too easy, go ahead and lift the knee to hip height and just keep it there already. You can have your hands on your chair, your hips, your heart. Soften your face. Keep breathing. Good. Okay. If you haven't already, inhale, lift your knee to hip height. Exhale, one big step or a bunch of little steps as gracefully as you can. Put your toes down behind you. Really big, tall lunge shape. So your back heel is lifted. Lift it up towards the sky as much as you can. Really press down into both of your big toes. Bend your front knee. Notice if you can see your front toes or not. If not, you probably need to go a little bit wider between the feet. Okay, keep hanging on to your chair or your hips, or you can inhale, lift your arms up. Stay and breathe. Act like you're scissoring your legs towards each other without actually moving them. Lift your crotch muscles in and up. Lift your belly in and up. Lift your shoulders up away from your hips. Maybe you look up towards your hands and then past them. Breathe. Careful, look forward again. Bring your hands down to your heart or your hips, and then set your back heel down. Open your toes out so that you're in that L shape warrior two legs. So front leg is towards the short edge of the mat, back leg or toes are pointing to the long edge. Good. Bend your front knee again. Make sure the knee isn't too far over the ankle. I'm not like super controlling. It can go over the knee a little bit, but if it's way over the knee, even if you have flexy ankles, just take a bigger step. Okay, keep your arms where they are, or inhale, open your arms out to that T shape. Hips can open. You don't have to turn them forward. Look over your front middle finger, and then past it. Finger, past it. Finger, past it. Stay and breathe, one more round. And then inhale, straighten your front leg, let your arms come down, take a break. You can always heel toe your feet back together underneath you if you need. And then if you have, go ahead and open them back up to warrior two legs. Next time you breathe in, bend your front knee, arms out to a big T shape. Bend your front elbow, put your elbow on your thigh. You could stay here. You could swim your arm open towards the sky. You could look up towards those fingers and then past it. If you want to work even harder, or if you want to just try it, release the weight from your elbow, place your elbow inside your knee, and press the leg and the arm together, fingertips down towards the floor. Keep pressing into the back pinky toe edge of your foot. Keep breathing. Long neck, chin down and back, whether you're looking forward or up. Last breath here. With grace and control, inhale back up to warrior two. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Take a break, take a breath. And you know where we're going. We're gonna try to swing back onto your high lunge shape and then come forward to the front of your mat. When you're ready, go for it. And then a bunch of little steps or one big step, come forward. Good. March it out, roll your ankles, do what you have to do. But then do come to stillness and symmetry. Both feet are under you, both arms are long, face is soft, shoulders down, a head at your drishti on the wall. Notice what's left over. Let's do one more. So come to the front of your mat if you haven't already. Good. Let's do left leg as the standing leg. Let's do our tree pose. So if you already know you want to go to a wall or have a chair nearby, good. Since we're doing left leg as the standing leg, maybe have the back of your chair on your left side or the wall on your left side. Yeah, take your time. Good. Okay. So hanging onto your chair or hands on your hips or hands at your heart, whatever you like. Once again, left leg is your standing leg. Take your weight out of your right leg. And then open the right knee towards the side. Squeeze the hip and the buttock to allow the knee to open further. And then tiptoe your foot so it's touching either the inside of your ankle. That's really good. You could stay there, especially if you're holding on to something like the wall or the chair. This is going to really bring your center of gravity to one point and right underneath you and challenge your balance. So don't give yourself a hard time if this is a lot. Okay, but if you're ready, you could lift the foot and touch the inside of your calf. You could bring the foot towards the inner upper thigh. No matter where your foot is touching the standing leg, press and squeeze the two legs towards each other. Don't just push your right foot into your left leg. Press the left leg back against it. Press all of your toes down. Lift your arch up. Belly in and up, pelvis in and up. Gaze is forward, not at the floor. Chest is as broad as you can get it. Remember, the strongest trees are the ones that wave in the wind, not the ones that are super stiff. Soften your face. Your eyebrows aren't helping. Keep breathing. I promise. Mine try it all the time. Good. Maybe you stay where you are. Maybe you start to grow branches. Arms come out or up. They don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. Soften your face. Unclench your jaw. Breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands come down first. As gracefully and controlled as you can, bring your foot back down to the floor. Before you shake it out, notice the difference between the two sides. And then if you want to shake it out, shake it out. Turn or move your chair or the wall so it's on the other side of you, on the right side. And we're going to try that on the right standing leg this time too. Really set yourself up for success. I know you know where you're going, but take time to focus on the foundational details. Okay, so the toes are all pushing down. That's the first thing that happens. The heel pushes down. The arch lifts up. Squeeze all the muscles onto your standing leg. Squeeze your right glute and hip. Pelvis in and up, belly in and up. Chest is proud, and arms are where you choose. Lock your gaze ahead first and then open your left knee out to the left. And maybe you touch the ankle and stay. You could, if you're using the chair or the wall, practice touching down for less and less time and releasing. Maybe that happens for a few seconds. Maybe you start to experiment with lifting your foot towards the calf. Keep opening the knee out to the side though. Press both of the legs together into each other. Jeez. Maybe your foot comes under or above the standing knee, but not into the kneecap. We're not pressing into the knee joint itself. It needs to be above or below, completely clearing it. Good. Keep locking your gaze ahead. Maybe you let go with your arms and you start to grow branches. They don't have to look the same. They don't even have to look good. Yeah. Breathe. Imagine zipping up your body from your groin to your throat. See if that changes anything. Keep breathing for 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands down. As gracefully and with as much control as you can manage, lower your foot. Notice what is left over first. Notice the shesha. And then if you want to shake it out, shake it out. Okay, good. Let's start the cool down. So either come to your seat or come to sit on your mat. And remember, if you're practicing coming down onto the floor, you could widen your feet and open your knees or your toes out to the angles, out to the corners. And you could practice lowering down a little at a time with the heels up or down. So it could be way up on the heels too. And then you can put your hands on the floor and scoot your legs underneath you. That's a really good, safe way to build strength and get up and down off the floor. Good. Take your time. Maybe for a second, let's do my favorite lazy teenager pose. Hand behind you, legs long, just swish them side to side like you're laying on the beach. Bump your knees a little bit. Notice what it feels like to work a lot less now that gravity is holding a lot more of you. Just be aware of that different feeling of support. Good. Let's try staff pose, Dandasana. I'm not sure if we've done this in here before. It's like deceivingly easy looking. It's real hard. So let me show you what it looks like. And then when you feel it, you'll kind of get it. Okay. So it looks like you're just in an L shape. Your legs are out long and your hands are down by your sides and your spine is tall. That's it. Okay. But when you're reaching through your legs, you're pushing through the heels of your feet and pulling your toes back as hard as you can towards your body. Like in my body, my heels come up off the floor and you're holding all that tension. In some bodies, like if you feel like you're rounding and your tail is tucking with your hands by your sides, you should bring your hands, fingers pointing away from you, back behind you a little bit more so you can press into your hands and feel longer from your tail to your crown. If your torso and your bone structure, like mine is like borderline, right? My hands can come by my hips, but the arms are almost too long. So if that's for you too, take them out a little bit further away or a little bit behind so you can press. If it works for your bones, put your hands right by your hips and press into the hands as hard as you can. Pelvis in and up, belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulders behind you, chin down and back. Soft face, breathe. Go ahead and try it if you haven't already. Legs are long. Push through your heels, pull your toes back towards your body. Pelvis in and up, belly in and up. Pressing into the hands. Squeeze the shoulders behind you. Stay or tuck your chin down. Shaking in heat is normal. Keep breathing. Keep pushing through the heels. Keep pressing into your arms. Belly lifting, lifting, lifting. 3, 2, 1. Release. Let your legs go long. Put your hands behind you or on the back of your chair. Bump your knees, swish your feet. Good. Okay. Bring your feet together in front of you, soles touching. And remember, if you have knees that are up pretty high and it feels like you're like not very balanced and you're tucking a lot, you could, I recommend, bring the blocks underneath your knees so it's like the floor is more underneath you and gravity isn't, torturing you so much? Okay? And then grab onto your feet or your ankles or your knees or your pants, whatever. Good. Instead of imagining the knees coming straight down towards the floor, imagine pressing your feet together and the knees coming out to the sides, not just down. You can pull with your hands if you want. Look for length in the spine, all the way from your tail to your crown, chin down and back. Trust the grip with your hands. Some teachers will tell you not to interlace your fingers because that's cheating. And they will tell you to unlace your fingers and just use the grip, but do what you want. Good. Stay or, again, tuck your chin. Inhale, bring your head back to the center. Grab on stronger with your left hand and just lean your head and your body a little bit to the right, away from your strong grip. Yeah. If you feel a lot of sensation, you might stay. If you want to see what happens, you could open your mouth and stick your tongue out. Okay, bring your tongue back in. Inhale all the way back to the center. Grip stronger with the opposite arm. Exhale, lean. A little or a lot. You can kind of move your chin side to side to see what feels interesting. You might stick out your tongue on this side. Bring your tongue back in. Inhale carefully, bring yourself all the way back to the center. Any kind of forward fold. So there's 2 different ways with a long spine or a super round spine. If you're doing a long spine, belly in and up, pelvis in and up, kind of walk your hands forward until you feel like you start rounding and then stop there. Back out maybe like 5-10%, so it's maintainable, and then maintain it Long spine, chin down and back, like your heart is reaching for your toes. If you want to try the rounded version to get more into the mid and upper spine, you can imagine you're doing like a cat pose, right? So shoulders pulling back way far behind you, belly in hard towards your spine. Okay to pull with your arms. Make sure your elbows come out to the side. And the top of your head reaches for the center point between your soles. Wherever you landed, breathe. It doesn't have to be big. Just keep the air moving in and out. You could, though, release your grip a little bit wherever you are and breathe intentionally much bigger and let the breath like kind of bring you out of it as you inhale, and exhale, let you sink back into it. It could feel really interesting, especially if you pay attention to the back part of your body where your lungs are bigger. Couple more rounds here. See if you can soften into it instead of forcing it. Yeah, good adjustment. Let distractions be what they are, where they are, whether it's a noise or a thought, a judgment, a reaction. Last round here. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back to a tall spine. Really take your time, let it feel supported. Good, we're all on the floor today, so let's do a seated twist as well. Good. So if you're sitting on a block, remove that. You want your booty on the ground. Lengthen your left leg. Excuse me. And then put your right foot on the ground with your knee up towards the sky. In some bodies, it feels good for that to be like pretty close, like smushing into the belly, or maybe you don't have a belly and it's just like there and it feels okay. Okay. If you're like me and you're like fleshier here, you might want to take your foot a little more open or even forward, and it'll give you a bigger base, and then you have way more space, right? So pick your poison. You can change it later. Okay. Grab on to your knee with both of your hands at first. Pull yourself tall, just like we did in staff pose in Dandasana. Push through your long heel, pull your toes back towards your body. See if you can maintain that strength. Grip onto your bent knee with the opposite arm. So right knee, left hand, or left knee, right hand. And then inhale, twist yourself towards the bent knee. You can let your hand come back behind you to support you. It could be pretty far back if that makes you feel longer, or it could be super close to your butt and you can press into your hand. Imagine broadening across the front of your chest. Keep pressing through your long leg, knee in line with your heart, or looking over your back shoulder. Inhale yourself back to the center. Let go of your grip. Keep your legs where they are. Take both of your hands across your long leg towards the floor. Yeah, you could stay there. That might be enough of a twist, or you could bend your elbows and come down towards the ground. And then inhale yourself all the way back up. Good. Switch your legs. Get ready for the other side. So long leg is super strong. Push through your heel, pull your toes back towards your body. Depending on your belly and your bones, you might want to move flesh or move your foot a little bit further or closer. Grab on with both hands at first. Get yourself to feel really, really tall, even if that means leaning back a little bit more. Chin down and back. Soften your gaze. And then grab onto the knee just with the opposite arm. Inhale yourself to twist towards the bent knee. You can keep your hand lifted. Some people do that. And some people put the arm down so they can press into the floor. Your hand could be pretty far away, or it could be right next to your butt. Look for length even though you're twisting. Chin down and back. Nose in line with your heart or looking over your back arm. In some bodies, instead of grabbing onto the front of the knee, they might take let's see, this is left leg. They might take the right arm, cross the arm so that the knee and the elbow are touching, and you could keep opening and pressing the arm into the leg. You could bend the elbow and put your fingers towards the sky. There's all kinds of different shit you could do. Remember, someone just made this up. It's not a big deal. Last breath, get as long as you can. Good. And then inhale yourself all the way back to the center. Elongate both of your legs, hands behind you, bump your knees, swish your feet. Notice what is left over. Good. Bend both of your knees. And then with or without the support of your hands, roll yourself onto your spine until you're laying down. So with your hands, it could look like hands on your legs or back behind you. Without your hands, you could reach your arms out ahead of you, and then as slowly and as controlled as you can possibly manage, you roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Feet stay down, face stays soft. Yeah, good. When you get down, lengthen through your legs, reach your arms up overhead, and stretch as big as you can between your toes and your fingers. And then release. Let yourself be floppy and heavy on the ground. You're in sort of like an X shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. And one more time, notice the different relationship with gravity. Stop doing yoga. Just be here. Good. For 2 minutes, you're going to have free time. So you can, if there's something you've like really wanted to do today that we didn't do, now is the time to do it. If you want to do nothing, now is the time for an extra long integration pose. If you need a suggestion, maybe you bend your knees, put your feet flat on the floor, take your feet as wide as your mat, knees buckle in towards the center, towards each other, and then you bend both elbows and stack them in front of your eyes. Constructive rest pose. If you're doing something asymmetrical, something just on one side, now is a good time to switch and do the other side. Start to come back to symmetry and stillness. And find your final pose for the day, your integration shape. So traditionally, that's legs long, arms long, palms facing up towards the sky, shoulders away from the ears, and gaze is soft or eyes are shut. You can do something I didn't mention. See if there's anything you can do to get like 1% more comfortable. Take off your glasses or shift something, shift your clothing, whatever. Yeah, good. Shake it out. And then do as best you can, find stillness. Traditionally, Shavasana or the integration pose at the end is in silence. But here I like to offer the 5-minute guided body scan meditation to help your mind not wander so uncontrollably, to give it something to focus on that is productive. But you can ignore me. If you want to work on a prayer or an affirmation or a different meditation or sleep, now is a great time for that to be part of your class. But if you're going to follow along with me, bring all of your attention and awareness now just to the tips of your toes. You don't have to move them or find anything. Just see what you can sense or not sense there. And notice the bottoms of your feet. Notice the tops of your feet. Notice your ankles. Notice your lower legs. Notice your knees. Notice your upper legs. Notice your hips. Notice your buttocks. Notice your pelvis. Notice your belly. Notice your low back. Notice sides of your waist. Notice your upper back. Notice your chest. Notice your shoulders. Notice your upper arms. Notice your elbows. Notice your lower arms. Notice your wrists. Backs of your hands. Palms of your hands. Notice all of your fingertips. Notice front of your throat. Notice back of your neck. Back of your head. Top of your head. Notice your forehead. Notice your temples. Notice your ears. Notice your jaw. Notice your cheeks. Notice your chin. Notice your lips. Notice your teeth. Notice your tongue. Notice your nose. Notice your right eyelid. Notice your left eyelid. Notice your right eyebrow. Notice your left eyebrow. Notice the space between your eyebrows. Now that you've scanned your whole body one piece at a time, become aware of your whole system together as one big piece. Good. Now let go of that. Bring your attention back to your body's weight on the floor. Notice your breath without changing it. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes to let your body wake back up. And that might be just little tiny, tiny movements, or it might turn into something bigger if you want to roll your wrists and your ankles. Any kind of movement or stillness that your body is kind of telling you would feel good or be useful, you should listen to now. Move slow, maintain awareness. And before you get up, just notice in your mind which way you normally get up, or you would just instinctually get yourself up to a seat, and see if you can give yourself that one last challenge of going a different direction or just getting up an entirely different way than you normally do, if you feel up for it. But keep your eyelids heavy, keep your face soft, breath is moving in and out, and carefully, when you're ready, bring yourself to a tall spine again. Legs can be in any configuration that you think works for you. Or you can stay exactly where you are. Good. When you get to a tall spine, readjust yourself again. Put your shoulders on top of your hips. Head is stacked on top of your spine. Soft gaze, looking straight ahead with your chin down and back. And I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer-like position called Anjali Mudra with your thumbs pressing into the center of your chest, or you can stack your hands, whatever you wish. And look down or bow down towards your heart in your hands. This motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up. We all know that's 90% of the work, and everything else is just practice. And remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. When you're ready, your hands can come down. Let your eyes flutter open and up. Class is over. Thank you all so much for coming. Yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, you can let me know now, or you can email me later if you don't want to talk about it in front of the group. Okay? Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming, of course. Yeah.